Welcome back from Regency Furniture Stadium in Charles County, Maryland. The Lancaster Barnstormers dropping the first game of a doubleheader tonight, 3-0. It all happened in a span of three batters in the bottom of the third inning. But what we didn't see tonight is the usual Barnstormers offensive surge. Lancaster had averaged nearly 7 runs a game the first 13 games of the year, but they got nothing accomplished against Mike Devine and Matt Latos in game one of the doubleheader this evening. So in game two, the Barnstormers are looking at a starting lineup of Devon Torrance leading off. He will be in left field. The right fielder batting number 2 is Caleb Gindel. Blake Galen is the designated hitter batting third. The cleanup hitter in game 2 will be Ladarius Clark. He'll be playing center field. At second base, batting fifth, Melvin Mercedes. Kelly Dugan will be the first baseman, batting sixth. Blake Alemond is at third base. He is hitting seventh. Nick Schumpert will be making the start at shortstop. Clea Luis Rendon getting a night off for the first time. And then Anthony Peroni rounds out the batting order. He is batting ninth and doing the catching. Augie Silk is on the hill for the Barnstormers in the second game. He comes in no record so far, the 22-year-old from Pacific Palisades in California. For the Blue Crabs in the second game, Jake Luce will lead off and play left field. The shortstop batting number 2 is Mike Baca. Josh McAdams bats third. He's at third base. David Harris is the right fielder in the cleanup slot. Joe DeLuca once again will do the catching. He is batting fifth. Alex Crosby is the first baseman batting number 6. Zach Collier will be the center fielder batting seventh. Jake Marshall, we'll see him for the first time tonight. He's the designated hitter batting in the number 8 slot. And Kent Blackstone will bat ninth and play second base. He and Baca switch spots defensively for Stan Clyburn in game 2. On the hill will be Brandon Barker. Barker is a right-hander, and he will come into the second game of this doubleheader, sporting a record of 0-2, but he has done quite nicely so far for Stan and this Blue Crabs ball club. Only 3 earned runs allowed in 10 innings of work. He has walked 3, and he has struck out 11. So Barker against Silk. Barker, a right-hander. Silk, a left-hander on the mound in game 2 for the Lancaster Barnstormers. A tough opener for Lancaster. The Barnstormers dropped their 4th straight ball game. 3 high-scoring contests to Gastonia during the week, and then they come in here and lose 3-0 in game 1 of the doubleheader tonight. Again, the Barnstormers managed just 3 hits in the opener, 2 by Caleb Gindel, and then the third, the pinch hit scratch single off the bat of Nick Schumpert in the top half of the 7th inning. That possible rally came up short against initially Mike Devine and then Matt Latos, who got the final 2 outs for his second save of the season. So that's the way it is set up in game 2 of tonight's doubleheader. The Barnstormers looking to gain the split and get off this 4-game losing streak in which the ball club currently finds itself. Lancaster got certainly decent pitching in game 1 of the doubleheader. Tommy Shirley just had that one bad stretch, and then Yoel Espinal came on and limited the pitches out of the strike zone. He walked 2 in 2 innings, but that is an improvement over where Espinal has been. He is tough to hit. And if he can throw 60 to 65% strikes, the Barnstormers are going to have a very, very fine pitcher on their hands. Espinal getting the job done for the final of couple innings in game 1 here tonight. But again, just not enough as the offense went into a total stall in game 1 of this doubleheader. They'll try to break loose against Barker here in game 2. And again, very often hitting at Regency Furniture Stadium can depend on the hour of day. The lights are on now. The glare is going to likely stop being a problem, and you may see more offense out of both these ball clubs in game 2 of our doubleheader here this evening. The Barnstormers and Blue Crabs will get together once again tomorrow afternoon. That will be at 2:05, and we'll conclude the three-game series. Lancaster will be in action against the York Revolution during the week, this upcoming week, Tuesday through Thursday at York. And then the Barnstormers will get together with the Long Island Ducks at what is now Fairfield Properties Ballpark up in Central Islip. That will be Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next weekend. And then the long haul to Lexington, Kentucky for the first time, Tuesday through Thursday of that week coming up. So the Barnstormers have a long haul on the road. They're not back home until the 25th of the month when Lancaster will host the West Virginia Power for the first time ever. We've got certainly a busy schedule, a busy promotional schedule in the month of July. Stay tuned for more details on that, but I can tell you there is a lot of fun in store at Clipper Magazine Stadium here in 2021, and hopefully the Barnstormers will be able to get the ship righted as far as the ball club is concerned. They're not far away. There are times it may seem like it, but I think a couple of arms and one more right-handed bat, and this team could go a long way. But right now, it does seem like that is a little bit distant with the skid this ball club is currently on. There's always a second half of the season and still a lot of baseball to be played here in 2021. We're still awaiting the start of the second game of the doubleheader. They always tell you it's a half an hour in between games. Yeah, we are currently sitting here at 36 minutes and have not yet commenced the second game of tonight's doubleheader. There is other action going on around the Atlantic League tonight. We'll get you some updates here in a second. Another doubleheader going on, in fact, in the Atlantic League tonight. There was one other rainout in play last night, so we'll bring up those scores for you as quickly as we can get them here. It is final in our game, the bottom of the sixth, game one of a doubleheader, and they did have a slight rain delay. Lexington leads Gastonia 2-1. Top half of the fifth inning, York is trailing Long Island 1-0, and in the bottom of the third, in a regular game, High Point and West Virginia owns the lead by the score of 3-0. And now right-hander Brandon Barker taking the hill for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Barker is 0-2. He's allowed 13 hits in 10 innings, just 3 earned runs. He has walked 3, and he has struck out a total of 11. Behind him defensively, it will be Josh McAdams over at third. The shortstop is Michael Baca. At second base is Kent Blackstone. And Alex Crosby is handling the chores at first. Jake Luce is in left, Zach Collier in center, David Harris in right. And once again, Joe DeLuca is handling the chores behind the plate. He's a younger man, tough to catch, an entire doubleheader. The Barnstormers with Anderson De La Rosa in game one, and they turn to Anthony Peroni to catch game two of our doubleheader. Brandon Barker is an experienced right-hander that Stan Clyburn has brought in here. He is a native of Panama City. He is 6'3", 210 pounds. He moved to the United States early on, graduated from Georgia, not University of Georgia. He graduated from Mercer County in Georgia. He grew up in the state of Georgia. He pitched in the Atlanta Braves organization. He got to AAA briefly, a couple of starts at Gwinnett back in 2015. Went over to the Baltimore Orioles. He has been at AAA in their organization for one start in 2017. He was briefly with the Miami Marlins system in 18. Since then, he has been in the American Association and the Can-Am. He was 7-3 with Trois-Rivières back in 2019. Now, if you know the situation in Canada with COVID, they're pretty much still shut down. They are not allowing spectators, and they're not allowing travel across the border. So no 12-VR team this season, and those guys free to roam. Here is Devon Torrance leading off for the Barnstormers in Game 2. He takes a pitch inside for a ball. It is 1-0, and we are underway. Torrance is 10 out of 24, batting .417. He has driven in 6 runs. Next pitch, and Torrance takes another one low. The Blue Crabs ask for help to the third base umpire, Justin Burton. He turns them down. It is 2 balls and no strikes on Torrance. Gindel and Galen will follow. Here is the pitch. Ball, a strike on the inside corner. And Torrance is up there at 2-1. Brandon Barker in his now a 7th professional season. He is inside. The count is 3-1. He pitched 4 seasons at Mercer in the Atlantic Sun Conference. He had a combined record there of 20-11 as a 4-year starter in their rotation. Devon Torrance goes after the 3-1, hits a chopper to first. A good job by the pitcher Barker heading over to cover, and they get Torrance 3-1. If he doesn't get started right away, there's no way to beat Devon Torrance there when Torrance is standing in as a left-handed batter. Now 1 out. Caleb Gindel, who had 2 of the 3 Barnstormers hits in Game 1, will stride to the plate. Gindel bounced his average up to .289 with that Game 1 performance. He has a couple of home runs, and he has driven in 5 on the season. 1 out, nobody aboard. Barnstormers bat still in somewhat of a lull here tonight, and the pitch to Gindel shatters his bat. Grounded foul. It is 0-1. Caleb will have to go back to the dugout. It's a little bit of a longer trek here over toward the first base dugout. The Blue Crabs are dressed in their traditional powder blue jerseys for the second game of this doubleheader, and the Barnstormers this time around have come out in red. It was red for Southern Maryland and black for Lancaster in Game 1 of our twin bill tonight. Now everybody is dressed afresh for this second game. Barker, in his career, a control specialist. He's averaged only around 3 walks at bat for 9 innings. Swing and a miss by Gindel. And Barker gets ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Blake Galen waits on deck. And he's a guy who can absorb a lot of innings. He has thrown as many as 146 2/3 innings in a season. Stan Clyburn will rely on him along the way. Caleb Gindel bats 0-2. The motion and the pitch. He goes down swinging, and there are 2 quick outs in the top half of the first inning here in Game 2 with Blake Galen, the designated hitter, coming to the plate. It is stunning to see how easily the Southern Maryland pitchers have gotten through the Barnstormers in this doubleheader tonight. Lancaster has gotten nowhere offensively since the first 2 batters of the game. Galen steps in 0 for 3. In the opener, he is batting .255 now on the season with a home run, 10 runs batted in. That's something nobody else has accomplished so far this season. The Barnstormers have always been able to put runs and hits on the board. Now a strike to the outside corner. It is 0-1. Galen batting. Ladarius Clark, the center fielder, waits on deck. Barker into the windup. Galen swings and tags one out the right field. It's hit well, but playable. Harris goes back to make the catch. That's easily off the boards in right field at Clipper Magazine Stadium, but playable here. Nothing across in the top half of the first for the Lancaster Barnstormers. And at the end of a half, it is Lancaster 0. Southern Maryland is coming up.
New to Clipper Magazine Stadium in 2021 is Otto's Hospitality. Otto's is totally committed to the fan experience, from quality to convenience to safety. And they are committed to Lancaster, using local food purveyors whenever possible. New menu items like homemade Brauhaus pretzels, Black Angus burgers, and Otto's meatballs are sure to make any Barnstormers game even more fun. Use self-ordering kiosks or your phone instead of waiting in the lines. That's Otto's Hospitality.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling if it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Augie Silk makes his first start for the Barnstormers, his second appearance. Silk worked 3 innings back on Wednesday in the 10-3 loss to Gastonia. He gave up 6 hits and 4 runs, walked 3, and he struck out 4. The big blow off of him, a 2-run home run by, or actually a 3-run home run, I should say, by Jason Rogers. One of a few he hit in that series. Here is Jake Luce, the left fielder, starting things off in the nightcap for Southern Maryland. Left-on-left matchup. Augie Silk is 6'4", from Pacific Palisades, California. He went to the University of Southern California, signed in 2019 with the Kansas City Royals and was there in their system briefly. Ball 2 is low on Luce. It is 2-0. Jake Luce batting .139 with 2 doubles and 3 runs batted in. He was hitless in 3 tries in the opener. Here's the pitch, and Silk misses badly outside to go to 3-0. The Barnstormers on a 4-game losing streak, now 6-8 here in the first half of 2021 after being in first place at 6-4. First strike is delivered by Silk. The count to Luce goes to 3-1. The shortstop Mike Baca waits on deck. Lancaster has Blake Allemond at third. Nick Schumpert gets the start at shortstop. The second baseman is Melvin Mercedes. There's a swing and a foul, 3-2. Kelly Dugan with the start at first base here in the nightcap. Devon Torrance in left. Ladarius Clark is in center. Caleb Gindel is the right fielder for the Barnstormers, and Anthony Peroni is catching, working with Silk here in Game 2. A very young battery for the Atlantic League. The 24-year-old Peroni, the 22-year-old Silk. He's ready to go. Here's the payoff pitch. It's popped up to shallow center field. Schumpert scooting back. He's called off by Clark at the last second. Clark with the catch. Luce is retired on the fly out to center. Mike Baca, the shortstop, comes to the plate. Baca was 1 for 3 in Game 1. He had a double. And he's now 6 for 17 on the campaign. Barnstormers went down 1-2-3 in the first inning. Blake Galen hit one a ton for the final out, but it is probably, by the time you get to straightaway right field, it's 60 feet deeper here than it is in Lancaster. With 1 out, here is Baca swinging a miss at a high fastball from the left-hander. He was off kilter with his first 3 pitches. Since then, Silk has settled down, working his way here into the bottom half of the first inning. The middle infielders are deep against Baca. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That runs in high, and it is 1 ball and 1 strike. Third baseman Josh McAdams waiting in the on-deck circle. The Lights have taken full command here in Southern Maryland. Now the 1-1 pitch, inside and low to Baca. 2 balls and a strike. Josh McAdams is the on-deck batter. Earlier this year, Silk was with the Gateway Grizzlies in the Frontier League. They let him come to Lancaster. And the Barnstormers, as Ross would say, we're happy to have him in the barn. Silk, last name is S-Y-L-K, by the way. Line drive, and there is Schumpert right there for the grab. 2 outs. A few very quick paces toward his left. On the glove side, Shumpert able to latch on to a stinging line drive by Michael Baca. 2 outs. Josh McAdams, the third baseman, will come to the plate. McAdams 0 for 3 in the opener. He was robbed on a great diving catch by Trayvon Robinson the third time up. He is now at 176 is McAdams with a couple of home runs and 6 runs driven in. Bottom half of inning 1, game 2 of tonight's doubleheader. Barnstormers, one of a 12-game road trip under their belts. We're currently in game 2. First pitch strike in on McAdams. It is 0-1. I think Silk has located the ticket here just to put the ball in the strike zone. And for whatever reason, it seems like it's easier here than in Lancaster. That pitch just missed. The plate umpire, Burrish, is Jerry Burrish, looked like he wanted to call that one a strike. He backed up for a sec, and that's it. Heard ball in the headset, 1-1. Breaks down and in for ball 2, 2-1. And you do see that from time to time. The human eye will think of more pitches as strikes than the electronics do. That's something that seems to be considered to be true. I don't know if there have been scientific studies done. Ball 3 is inside now on McAdams. It's 3-1. David Harris, who slugged the home run in game 1, waits on deck. Josh McAdams batting against Augie Silk at 3 balls and a strike. The motion and the pitch, swing and a miss. We have gone to full. It is 3-2. But certainly we saw a higher percentage of strikes in game 1 of this doubleheader than we did at home, especially the 4 games that the system was being used. Here's the payoff. Ground ball down the line at third, pulled foul. And McAdams will continue at 3-2 against Silk. 2 outs, nobody on, no score. In the bottom half of the first inning, the Barnstormers are still trying to find some offense here tonight. Payoff pitch, once again, is on the way to McAdams. You know, the Barnstormers, historically, there's been one series here. Generally, it's been around Memorial Day weekend, about 4 weeks or so into the season. The Barnstormers have come here and got nothing accomplished. It happened year in and year out, and certainly game 1 of tonight's doubleheader headed in that direction. Now, fly ball lifted to right. Easy play for Gindel. He is there to make the catch, and Silk gets the job done. Some harder hit balls here in the first inning, but everything caught. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. And at the end of 1 inning, there is still no score.
Bummer, the Barnstormers are on the road and you're looking for something to do. Clipper Magazine Stadium still has the answer for family fun. The summer movie series returns, presented by Lidl Supermarkets on selected nights throughout the summer season. Bring the kids out to the ballpark for family-friendly movies. For just $6.50 per person, you get to sit on the outfield grass and enjoy a film on the big screen in left center field. Showtime is 7 p.m. For more information and movie listings, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the events page.
You don't need to understand how available adaptive variable suspension works or how pre-collision cameras detect pedestrians in low light. You don't need to understand any of the craft that went into the Lexus ES to feel it. With outstanding connectivity and standard Lexus Safety System Plus 2.0. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
LSS Plus 2.0 and the pre-collision system with pedestrian detection are not a substitute for safe and attentive driving practices. See owner's manual for additional limitations and details.
Here's Ladarius Clark leading off the Lancaster half of the second inning. Clark was collared in game 1. He struck out both plate appearances. against the starter Devine. Now 314 for Ladarius with the 5 home runs on the season. Brandon Barker into the motion. Clark will look at a strike. It is 0-1. Melvin Mercedes and Kelly Dugan to follow. Lancaster batting in the second inning. The Barnstormers still have not gotten a runner to third base the entire night. Clark looks at a fastball for a second strike. It is 0-2. It will be interesting talking to the hitters after this doubleheader to see just what their experiences have been, and it may change as this night goes along. They may solve the puzzle of hitting here. 1-2. Clark lets it go. Ball 2 outside and low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. But Lancaster, which had been hitting a ton, especially on the homestand, comes in here and absolute nothing. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Ball 3 runs in high, and Clark, the Mississippian, has gone to a full count against the man who grew up in Georgia, Brandon Barker. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Clark. Here's the motion. The payoff pitch. It's by him, a swing and a miss. The second strikeout for Brandon Barker tonight. A total of 12 strikeouts for Southern Maryland pitching. 1 man retired in the second inning. Melvin Mercedes will come to the plate. Mercedes lost his 8-game hitting streak and 13-game on-base streak in the opener. He was 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a strikeout. 1 man down. Mercedes batting. Kelly Dugan waits on deck. Here is the pitch, and it runs far outside for a ball, 1-0. Melvin, by going 0 for 3 in Game 1, watched his average plunge all the way to 404. He is among the league leaders. He has been all year. The pitch from Barker connects with the inside corner. It is now 1-1. We're in the top of the second inning, scoreless. The Barnstormers really having a difficult time getting anything going. There's a breaking ball good for a strike. It is 1-2. The Barnstormers are trying to be patient. It worked at home, but it hasn't tonight. The strikes are being called. Fastball is up, and Mercedes will dig in at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And Lancaster just can't get anything going this evening against the right-handers of Southern Maryland. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Mercedes with a ball wrapped right to the shortstop. That is an easy play for Baca. Mercedes retired 6-3. 5 straight set down by Brandon Barker. Kelly Dugan, the first baseman, will come to the plate. And Lancaster's pitching, all in all, has been pretty decent tonight. I said at the outset, when you couldn't hear me, that the Barnstormers' only woes were on the pitching side. Southern Maryland, it had been both pitching and hitting. Well, tonight, Southern Maryland's pitching has dominated the Barnstormers' bats. The first pitch to Dugan is a called strike. It is 0-1. The Barnstormers have let a lot of strikes go by over the course of this doubleheader. Here's the 0-1. Dugan swings and hits it off the end of the bat, just sinking in a hurry. Out to right center field, racing in is Collier to make the sliding catch. He ends up on his backside as that started to drop in a hurry. Nothing across in the Barnstormers half of the second. We're through 1 1/2 innings here in the second game of our doubleheader. It is Southern Maryland nothing and the Barnstormers nothing.
For the youth of our area, the Barnstormers are offering a wide variety of camps throughout the summer to teach everyone some tips on baseball and softball. Camps are offered to kids as young as 4 and as old as 12. Some even involve the parents. They run from June 15 all the way through August 28. For more information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the Clinics tab. All presented by Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
David Harris leads off the second inning for Southern Maryland against Augie Silk. Harris with the 2-run homer in the opener, his second home run of the season. He was 1 for 3 overall. He's still struggling at just 140. Silk delivers in, misses the inside corner. It's ball 1, 1-0. Lancaster is yet to pick up a run in 9 innings in this doubleheader. Harris with a swing and a foul back, and the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. It has been amazing the difference between the 45% balls or so that we saw on the homestand, and you come in here, it's been about 35, 36% tonight, and we don't see the walks. We see the game clipping right along. First game took just 2 hours and 6 minutes. A second strike delivered by Silk. He gets ahead of Harris, 1-2. Joe DeLuca, and then Crosby will follow. High fly ball, shallow left field on the 1-2 pitch. Schumpert retreats. He will be there to make the catch in front of Devon Torres. 4 outs in a row for Augie Silk, and with 1 down, the catcher DeLuca will step in. He was hitless in 3 tries in the opener, 0 for 2 against Tommy Shirley, and then grounded out against Yoel Espinal. DeLuca coming to the plate. Silk has retired 4 in a row. Barker has gotten all 6 that he has faced so far. Lancaster dropped the opener by the score of 3-1. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, shortstop. Schumpert is there, moving to his left. High throw, sailed over the head of Kelly Dugan and did not appear to go out of play. Safe at first on the error is DeLuca. We've seen Schumpert in position on a couple of pop flies. He handled a line drive, and he handled the ground ball well, but unable to get his bearings on the throw. And when you haven't taken a lot of ground balls at shortstop or a lot of infield, and perhaps he hadn't out in Fargo, it can be a little strange cutting that throw loose, and he badly missed. Kelly Dugan sailed it over his head. So the runner is safe at first on the throwing error. And here is Crosby now. 2 out of 15 on the season. Silk to the plate and off the outside corner for a ball. It is 1-0. The Barnstormers have not been great defensively, but they have been reasonably steady. We've seen some mistakes here and there. In game 1, no errors. There's a drive now to left field by Crosby. Back on this. And continuing to go back is Torrance. He leaps up against the wall, and that ball kicks all the way back into center field. It is retrieved there by Clark, and he will have no play at the plate as DeLuca scores an unearned run on the double to left by Crosby. It is 1-0 Southern Maryland. The error is followed by a good opposite field swing off the bat of Alex Crosby, the 6'2" left-handed batting first baseman. He takes it off the wall. Torrance tried to save it with a leaping catch, couldn't get it. The ball kicked all the way back out to left center. A long way to go for Ladarius Clark, and no real chance to get DeLuca steaming around. Zach Collier steps in. He's a .219 hitter with 2 home runs, and he has driven in 3 on the season. RBI double for Crosby. And time called with the music still playing. Oops on the press box. Now Silk can face Collier. Zach walked twice, fly to right in the opener. The Silk pitch is right there for a strike called, 0-1. The error coming back to haunt the Barnstormers and Silk here in the second inning. Great try by Torrance. In retrospect, he might have been better off playing the carom off the wall if he had read that. Possibly holding the runners to second and third. Now a pitch is in the dirt, gets away from Peroni, but Crosby decides not to try and bolt ahead. Peroni was on it in a hurry. It is simply a ball on Zach Collier. The Barnstormers find themselves trailing once again. The Barnstormers have not led in a game since building the 12-3 edge on Sunday. Next offering to Collier, and he tags it deep to center field. long way back for Ladarius Clark, and he makes a great Willie Mays-like over-the-shoulder catch, and heads up base running by Crosby allows him to get back to second. If he had been anything but wide awake on that deep fly ball, he's coming around thinking that Clark won't get there, and that's a double play. So a great job on the bases by Crosby, and a great play in the field by Ladarius Clark, hauling in the deep drive off the bat of Zach Collier for the second out of the inning. And now we get our first look in the doubleheader at Jake Marshall, who is one of the other catchers on this team. He is in the lineup as the DH. And a first pitch strike delivered to the outside corner. It's 0-1. Boy, what a play by Clark. He went a long way back to get that one. Off the bat of Collier, it would have come down on the warning track in dead center field. No balls and a strike. Marshall looks at it low, and we get to a 1-1 count. Anything else that would score in this inning would be unearned. Marshall, in limited action, has swung the bat well. No extra base hits, but he's 7 for 17, and he's driven in 4. Ground ball off the glove of the pitcher Silk, and there will be no play. It's retrieved by Schumpert, keeping it in the infield. Runners will be at first and third. Silk tried to handle a hot one hopper, and it caromed off his glove, deflecting toward the hole at shortstop. Schumpert able to make the play, but couldn't find a throw anywhere. It's first and third with 2 outs, and Kent Blackstone, the second baseman, steps in, a .298 hitter with 3 home runs and 5 runs batted in. Another rough start for the Barnstormers. They're down a run. The error opening the way here, and now a couple of hits have been added, the double, the infield single, and the pitch to Blackstone, grounded and handled nicely to the backhanded side by Dugan. He will take it to the base himself, 3 unassisted to close out the inning. It is 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 stranded by Southern Maryland. We have completed 2 in the nightcap. Southern Maryland with the 1-0 lead.
Did you know that the 2021 Lancaster Barnstormers Club has 2 players headed to the Summer Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan? That's right, our own Blake Galen and Jared Lakend are on their way to the Olympics as members of Team Israel. To help celebrate our 2 Olympians, Clipper Magazine Stadium will play host as Team Israel will take on the Susquehanna Valley Stars at noon on Saturday, July 17th as part of their training camp before heading to the Tokyo Games. For ticket information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com's events link.
There are those who say,
Leave well enough alone.
If it isn't broken, don't fix it.
You don't mess with success.
while others have something quite different to say. The Lexus RX, with dynamic handling and available 12.3-inch touchscreen. It's the best-selling luxury crossover of all time. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
RBI double by Alex Cross. He has given the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs the early lead. It's an unearned run against Augie Silk. Now, Blake Alemond, Nick Schumpert, and Anthony Peroni will come to the plate in the Barnstormers half of the third inning as Lancaster will try and get the offense underway here tonight. It has been held almost entirely in check so far. The Barnstormers have managed only 3 singles, still have not gotten a runner to third base in the entire doubleheader. Alemond leading off, Blake hitting .232 now with 3 home runs. Pitch is off the inside corner to him for a ball. It is 1-0. It was Mike Devine in game one. Brandon Barker here in the nightcap. A strike is dealt as this time Barker locates the inside part of the plate. And it is now 1-1. Barker has struck out 2, gotten 2 groundouts, 2 flyouts. Strike 2 on the inside corner to Alimond. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tomorrow afternoon, 2:05 to wrap up this series, and then it's on to York. Here's a 1-2 pitch. It is ball 2 off the inside corner. Everything Barker has thrown, trying to work the switch-hitting Alimond toward the inside part of the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nick Schumpert waiting on deck. Here's the pitch. Alimond with a foul tip and a minimal one, but enough to keep his turn at the plate going. Meanwhile, Joe DeLuca heads out to talk to Brandon Barker, just hand him the baseball back personally and say something about signals, but there was never really a stoppage in the action, so not charged as a timeout here. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Alimond. Barker peering in to get the signal from his battery mate, ready to go. Alimond swings and misses, and Barker now is set down 7 in a row. With 1 out, the batter will be Schumpert, who had an infield base hit as a pinch hitter in game 1. It is amazing to see the Barnstormers' offense be completely and utterly stymied as it has been here tonight. Schumpert digs in. The right-handed batter takes a rip and bangs a base hit into left field through the hole, and he becomes the first Barnstormer base runner here in game 2. Schumpert is 2 for 2 on the night, and he is aboard with 1 out in the 3rd inning. Anthony Peroni will come to the plate. Peroni is batting .212 with no home runs, and he is driven in 3. Barker had been victimized by some shoddy defense in his first 2 starts. He was 0-2, giving up just 3 earned runs, but 7 runs total. Quick throw to first base, and Schumpert, much to the chagrin of the fans, if you heard the reaction of the crowd, gets back in. There's very little breeze to speak of tonight. The flag is just dead on the pole. Another throw to first base, and once again, John Thomas indicates that Schumpert gets back in safely. It's a very precious run for the Lancaster Barnstormers, carried by Schumpert, who has some speed. Peroni still waiting on a pitch. He'll get one now, and Anthony looks at a strike. It is 0-1. Devon Torrance, the left fielder, is in the on-deck circle. Lancaster trying to make up a 1-run deficit. Runs have been very hard to come by for the Barnstormers the entire night. Base runners have been hard to come by the entire night. This is just the 6th aboard in the entire doubleheader. And it is high and inside to Peroni, 1-1. 2 of Anthony's 3 runs batted in, of course, coming on that game-winning base hit against the York Revolution a week ago tonight. Ground ball on the right side that eluded the grip of Darian Sanford as he raced after it into the hole. Another throw to first, and now they have Schumpert. A bluff throw, and now a real one. He is in the rundown, and Schumpert's staying alive for quite a while. It's impressive, but he is at long last tagged out in the pickle. Schumpert is picked off of first base. The Barnstormers lose that base runner. They were working him over. Perhaps a scouting report from somewhere indicating that Schumpert is vulnerable on pickoff throws. They were close a couple of times and then got him frozen off the base the 3rd time around. We'll get exactly how that play went momentarily, but Lancaster cannot afford to lose base runners. 1-1 on Peroni as he'll get all the focus. Looks at a breaking ball for a called second strike. It is 1-2. Lancaster reset to 2 outs and nobody on in this 3rd inning of play. The motion And the pitch to Peroni, knocked foul out of play off to the right side. Baca was the man who applied the tag, and technically it's caught stealing. Peroni cannot hold on the swing. I'll make that call from here. He is gone, and it's the fourth strikeout for Brandon Barker. No runs on a hit, no errors, and nobody is left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the third. The Blue Crabs lead by 1. It is 1-0.
You can enjoy a night at the ballpark and help out the United Way of Lancaster County. All you have to do is spend 3 hours as an usher during a Barnstormers home game, and the ball club will donate $20 in your name to the United Way program of your choice. Be a friendly face, have fun, and raise money for your favorite local charity. To sign up, go to the LancasterBarnstormers.com website and head to the community link, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings, a delicious sub made the way you love, fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
We go to the bottom of the third inning, and Jake, it's actually Lucci, like Susan Lucci, I am now informed. And I should have known that. Leads off, he is fly to center back in the first inning against Augie Silk. Augie has done well. The run is unearned, and he's kept the pitch counts down. Ball one is down and away to Lucci. It's 1-0. He hails from Texas. I was thinking of it like Claire Booth Loose. That's the way it's spelled. Swing and a miss. And 1 ball, 1 strike now the count. Barnstormers searching for offense. Meanwhile, Silk trying to keep his club in the game, 1-1. He's down with that for ball 2. He threw just 31 pitches over the first couple of innings. Barker has thrown only 34 for 3. It looks like the Barnstormers are just being incredibly patient tonight, believing balls are going to be out of the zone, and they're not. High pop fly out to left, gliding near the line to make the catch is Torrance. I believe he was still inside fair territory when he held on to that one. 1 man down. Michael Baca, the shortstop, comes to the plate. He lined out to Schumpert, his counterpart, back in the first. Silk has neither walked nor struck out a batter. And that's got to be refreshing to the guys in the field. They're active. They're into every play. The outfielders have been fairly busy here, already having recorded 4 putouts. Baca batting with McAdams waiting on deck. A lot of room up the middle for Baca. Now the third baseman, Aleman, backs up, swinging a foul. That will run the count to 1-1 Augie Silk pitched sparingly at USC, but enough to draw the eye of the Kansas City Royals. He was a lower round pick 2 years ago and pitched in the Arizona League and the Pioneer League for them, about 12 total appearances. Ball 2 is slightly low, 2-1. I know it is warm outside. Fans all seem to be in their shirt sleeves. Meanwhile, I am sitting in a refrigerator, only paralleled by Ross Peoples' office at Clipper Magazine Stadium. I always have to remember to bring a jacket or a sweatshirt to this ballpark. The air conditioning just spills into this booth. You get none of the effects of the warm air from the outside. It feels like the dead of winter in here. Baca pops this up to shallow right. Coming on is Gindel. He will wave off Mercedes. Caleb with the catch. Again, the outfielders have been extremely active in back of Augie Silk, and that's just fine. You can pitch like this all day. 2 outs, and it'll be McAdams, the third baseman. He flied out to Gindel as well. That was back in the first inning. And 2 putouts for Gindel, 2 for Clark in center, including the beauty against Collier in the second inning. And Torrance with 1 putout on the short pop fly toward the line that kicked off the home half of the third here. McAdams, the batter, and a pitch, a check swing. He held on it, says John Thomas, the first base umpire. Ball 1 and no strikes on McAdams. Kent Blackstone leading this ball club with 3 home runs. That was not anticipated. You would think it would be Harris or McAdams in the club lead. They each have 2. Ball 2 is now low on McAdams, a 2-ball and no strike count. The Barnstormers are led by Clark with 5. Alemond has 3. 2-0 pitch to the inside corner. It is now 2-1 on big Josh McAdams. The league lead in the home run department coming into tonight. Clark still tied with Ruby Silva and Joshua Saleh. Saleh hit a couple the other night, fouled away, 2-1. The Barnstormers have given up an insane number of multi-home run games. The one by Morrison at the conclusion of the first road trip. And then on the homestand, it was Rashad Crawford, Mike Poppy, Jason Rogers, Josh Saleh, Mike Poppy again. So just a lot of big nights by opposing hitters. 2 outs, nobody on here. McAdams still in there battling against Augie Silk. The motion, and that is tapped foul. We'll do it all again. Barnstormers and Blue Crabs, Northern Division foes, and they will meet 24 times. When Southern Maryland first came into this league, the Blue Crabs were the southernmost team in the Atlantic League. And then, of course, Sugarland joined. Bouncer past the mound. Tough play. Mercedes can't find the handle. He tries to roll it to Dugan. That doesn't work, and McAdams is safe. We'll get a ruling on the play. It was a squibber past the mound. Melvin Mercedes charged. The Barnstormers already had an error on the board. We have no indication as of yet. My guess is that goes down as a base hit. McAdams is not a guy who's fleet of foot, and that would be the only thing that would detract from that being a base hit. But Melvin had to come in a long way for that. Here is David Harris, and the pitch to him is lofted out to right field. Easy play for Gindel to end the inning. And Augie Silk doing a nice job here pitching to contact. So tentatively, we're going to make that no runs on 1 hit with no errors and 1 man left on base. But we'll let you know for sure when we come back. Through 3 here in the nightcap, it is 1-0 Southern Maryland.
We are finally back enjoying Barnstormers baseball. I'm Adam Gocknauer from Gocknauer Appliances and thrilled to be sponsoring Barnstormers baseball yet again. We also wanted to thank all of you for your incredible support for our business during the pandemic. We are so happy to still be here helping you with the best brand names and the best prices of major appliances in the area. Enjoy the game, and we will continue to service you now and into the future. Gocknauer Appliances in East Petersburg and on the web at gocknauers.com.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
It was, in fact, a base hit for Josh McAdams in the bottom of the third. So now a run on 3 hits with no errors, 3 left for Southern Maryland. The Barnstormers, no runs, 1 hit with 1 error, and Lancaster has left nobody on the bases. Devon Torrance leads off the Lancaster 4th inning. He grounded out to start the ball game. Brandon Barker ready to go. Devon a full swing and a foul ball away off to the third base side. It is 0-1. Beautiful night here on the Southern Maryland Peninsula. The rains of the last couple of days in the rearview mirror. Breaking pitch from Barker misses, and Torrance looks at a 1-ball, 1-strike count. Gindel and Galen will follow here in the 4th inning. Augie Silk doing a masterful job for the Barnstormers, but still down by 1. Hopper over the mound. The second baseman, Blackstone, is there. His throw not in time. Torrance beats it out. He's got an infield single. Tough to get Devon Torrance on a ball like that, a chopper toward the middle. Blackstone got there to his right, but by the time he was able to set and make the throw, Torrance clearly across the first base bag. Well, the Barnstormers with a runner on. Caleb Gindel stepping in. Gindel down on strikes. 1 of 4 so far for Barker in the game. Lancaster with its second single. Well, Barnstormers will try to use this. Torrance, an experienced base stealer. He has a couple on the year. Here's the set, and to the plate, a swing and a miss by Caleb. It is 0-1. Gindel, the only Barnstormer who was able to swing the bat with any authority in game 1. But Barker has handled him well here in the nightcap. Lancaster would love to get Torrance to second on a steal, but Barker has a pretty good idea of quick pitching, and he's got a great move. He goes to first base, and Devon is back in. But remember, Schumpert was nabbed just last inning. Barker's got terrifically quick feet on that move to first base, and the Barnstormers can ill afford to lose another guy. No balls, 1 strike, the count to Gindel. Infield set up, double play depth. Barker to the set and to the plate. Gindel gets underneath and hits a fly ball to left. Lucci calls off everybody else to make the catch. That is the first out. Lancaster has not advanced a runner. Blake Galen will step in. Galen put a charge into a ball back in the first inning, but lined out to deep right. Harris back a few steps. It's just like left field at Clipper Magazine Stadium, and I think even a bit more so in that not only is it very far back to right field here, but the air currents are dead. They hold everything up. Throw to first base, and again, Torrance hits the deck and gets back in. The Barnstormers would really love to get Devon to second, but I don't know if you can safely run against Brandon Barker. It's a 1-0 ball game here in the 4th. You've got the guy who may have the best speed on the ball club as the runner at first base, a guy who can steal. He was in the 20s a year ago. And a softer throw this time, but Torrance still scrambling back. Southern Maryland 1, Lancaster 0. The Barnstormers completely and utterly stifled offensively here tonight. Galen digging in. The right-hander Barker comes to the set. And to Blake, it is a strike called, 0-1. 2 walks, 14 strikeouts for Southern Maryland's pitching in this doubleheader. This is now through 10 1/3 innings, and they've allowed 5 singles. 1 strike to Galen. Torrance takes off. The pitch is outside. The DeLuca throw has no chance. He took too long to wind up. Torrance gets the break. He senses it, steals second, and Lancaster moves the runner into scoring position for Blake Galen. A chance to tie it up if either Galen or Clark can come through with a base hit. Devon Torrance, the runner at second base. The Barnstormers did get Schumpert as far as second base in the 7th inning of Game 1 on defensive indifference. Breaking pitch to Galen misses, and it is a 1-ball, 1-strike count, and Blake serving as the designated hitter here in Game 2. Zach Collier is playing toward right center field against Galen. Lucci is largely in straightaway left. Fastball runs outside. Galen has the advantage on Barker with Ladarius Clark waiting on deck. Clark has had a tough time here at Southern Maryland. The pitch to Galen swung on and bounced up the first base line, foul off his foot. 3-2 on the Barnstormer designated hitter. Lancaster looking to put together a run out of an infield base hit and a stolen base. Team-wide, the Barnstormers with 20 steals on the season now. Clark leads with 4. Big pitch coming here. And to Galen, ball 4 is inside. No, that was called strike 3 on Blake Galen as he jumped back out of the way. And Ross Peoples comes down to check on that. Or did they say he went around? I didn't see either. That looked like an obvious 4th ball. 2 men out, and Ladarius Clark steps in. Clark has gone down swinging every plate appearance so far tonight. Torrance at second with 2 outs, and Ladarius, it's popped up into foul territory on the first base side. Heading over there is Crosby to make the catch. And a potential run in the 4th inning dies at second. 1 hit, 1 left, and we will go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Still 1-0 Southern Maryland.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Excuse me, are you saying localflavor.com?
Oh, yeah, it's where I save big bucks on all kinds of things. Home improvement projects, dining out, family fun, electronics, jewelry, clothing. I even bought my wife a fancy spa package for half price.
Half price?
Yep, you know all the deals you find in Clipper Magazine.
I love Clipper Magazine.
Well, they're all on localflavor.com too. And you can get them right on your phone thanks to localflavor.com's mobile app. Here, take a look.
Well, this app is amazing. Look at all these restaurants, amusement parks, car washes, fitness centers. This is worth sharing about.
Exactly. Localflavor.com online, the Local Flavor mobile app, and Clipper Magazine together. It's like a triple play.
Do the cheer again. I'm in.
Localflavor.com, local flavor. Come on, everybody! Localflavor.com, local flavor. Localflavor.com, local flavor.
Well, we'll hear about that one after the game. Blake Galen rung up looking on the 3-2 pitch. By the time he realized he was called out on strikes, he was at first base. And they called him back and told him to head on into the dugout. And it did not, he jumped back out of the way of the pitch and tossed the bat away. It looked like the Barnstormers would have runners at first and second. Instead, Galen rung up on strikes. Clark out on the foul pop-up, and the Barnstormers still, in 11 innings tonight, have not gotten a runner to third. Joe DeLuca leads off the bottom of the fourth, meanwhile, against Augie Silk, and the first pitch dealt for a strike. It is 0-1. I'm really going to be interested in talking to the hitters. Ground ball, right side. It'll be handled on a third skip by Mercedes. Quick flip to Dugan actually stretches him a bit high, but DeLuca is out 4-3. And the man with the biggest hit of game two, Alex Crosby, will step in. He doubled off the boards in left field, driving in the run back in the second inning. Southern Maryland with a 1-0 edge here in the lower half of inning 4 in this nightcap. If there's enough resolution to pick up exactly where a pitch is on our camera feed, I'm sure that replays will be watched on that one. Breaking ball for a strike on Crosby. It's 0-1. And the next pitch grounded to second. Mercedes with an easy play and an easy throw to Dugan. 2 up and 2 down. Love the way Augie Silk is working tonight. Quickly throwing strikes and, for the most part, getting outs. The run against him is unearned. Zach Collier will come to the plate. Collier crushed the ball to straightaway center. Run down by Ladarius Clark back in the second inning. Still 1-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning. It's the only time tonight where I have had that where was that pitch reaction with the automated balls and strikes. For the most part, I've been very impressed with the system here. Ball is low to Collier, 1-0. I can tell inside, outside corners. I can't tell up and down all that well. I haven't seen hitters scratching their heads. It's kept the game clipping along. Now a strike at the knees, and Collier bats 1-1. But boy, that third strike to Galen just puzzles me. Unless I simply didn't see it correctly, but it looked way inside from here. Ball 2 is off the plate to Collier, now 2-1. Still a 1-0 game, 2 outs. Augie Silk looking awfully sharp in his first start. Breaks it in to Collier. Jake Marshall, the designated hitter, due next. The Barnstormers will have Mercedes, Dugan, and Alemond in the top of inning 5, trying to make up this lone run. Now, if you haven't been following this game all that closely, as Collier now takes ball 3 and you're in the ballpark, you think, wow, the Blue Crabs are on the verge of something special. There are no hits posted for the Barnstormers in game 2. They, in fact, have 2 of them. Singles by Schumpert and Torrance. A partial swing. Did he go? He did not, says the third base umpire, Burton. Collier gets a walk, and that is the first issued by Augie Silk here in game 2. Jake Marshall will come to the plate. He reached on an infield base hit. A ball slapped off the glove of Silk on one bounce in the second inning. Infield back with 2 outs. Silk will go to work, and it's lifted to center. This will be little trouble for Ladarius Clark. He ends up where he started for all intents and purposes. Silk on the next pitch after the 2-out walk retires Marshall. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We are done with 4 here in our second game. Southern Maryland continues to lead 1-0.
The Lexus NX is crafted to take on the modern adventure called life.
Alexa, what's the quickest route home?
With Amazon Alexa compatibility and the advanced Lexus safety system, the Lexus NX is modern utility for the modern world. Because modern obstacles require modern solutions. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Amazon Alexa and all related logos are trademarks of Amazon.com Inc. or its affiliates. Not all Amazon Alexa functionality is available for in-vehicle use.
At Clipper Magazine Stadium, we have hot dogs and popcorn, peanuts, soda, and nachos. But what if, say, you are only 3 months old and mom wants to have a night out and watch the Barnstormers? Well, thanks to May Grant Obstetrics and Gynecology, the littlest of Stormer fans now have a place to go for dinner during the game. Tots can take mom to the Little Sluggers dugout behind Section 13 at the stadium for a comfortable private feeding experience. A brightly painted room with comfortable furniture and TVs tuned to the game, it is the perfect spot for baby and mom during a night at the ballpark.
Here's Melvin Mercedes trying to get the Barnstormers triggered in the 5th inning. Mercedes is hitless tonight. He's grounded out 3 times and struck out overall. Barker will face him, Dugan and Alimont. 1-0 Southern Maryland, top 5. And to Melvin, a strike is taken. It's 0-1. Again, I'm going to be really interested to talk to their hitters. And I don't want to say a word about my thoughts. I want to hear from them what, if any, difference there is out there tonight. Ball 1 is high, 1-1. But Lancaster has only hit a couple of balls hard the entire game, the entire doubleheader. Easy ground ball to the shortstop. The pick made by Baca. He will fire on. Mercedes once again retired 6-3. And with 1 down, the batter will be Kelly Dugan. Dugan flied to center back in the 2nd inning. Ball came off the end of his bat. Shumpert's single, reasonably well struck here in Game 2. Galen's liner to deep right. That was about it. Game 1, a couple of hits for Gindel. But the Barnstormers haven't fully caught hold of anything. Dugan takes a ball down low. It's 1-0. He asks for timeout so he can retailor the dirt at home plate. Here's the ball 1 pitch. Kelly swings and misses. We are level at 1-1. But for a team that had been averaging 7 runs a game and hitting .286 as a team to come in here and do nothing, and it has been nothing the entire night. Swing and a miss by Dugan, 1-2. Has Southern Maryland pitching been that good? Maybe. But that's what you want to ask and get the hitter's take. 1-2 pitch. Outside, Dugan holds on the swing, and it is 2-2. I have a feeling I know what they're going to say, but I don't want to say it. I don't want to put thoughts in anybody's mind. I want to hear it from them. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Barker ready to go to Dugan. It is now 3-2. Alimon scheduled to follow in Game 1. Mike Devine dominated. Matt Lados with some help at the end. 3-2 pitch. Hot ground ball foul past first base. And the count will run 3-2. And Brandon Barker here in game 2. Not quite Len Barker, but close to that level of success. Len Barker, of course, a perfect game for the Cleveland Indians back in 1980 against the Toronto Blue Jays. I don't know if I've ever told you this story, but I missed that game by a day. I had a chance to go Friday night or Saturday afternoon, and I went Saturday afternoon. Swing and a miss. Down goes Dugan. That is strikeout number 5 for Barker, and with 2 outs, Alemond will come to the plate. I saw Wayne Garland and Jackson Todd the next day after Barker's perfecto. I missed out on it. As we always say in my house, people have choices, and some are not good. I made the really, really wrong one there. I was in Cleveland for the weekend. Ball 1 is low, 1-0 on Alemond. All right, I hear you. There are people out there saying that in itself was a bad choice, going to Cleveland for the weekend. I hear you. It's really not. Cleveland's a much nicer city than you think it is. It really is. My family was living there at the time. Here's the pitch, and Alemond looks at another pitch out of the zone. Nick Schumpert, the shortstop, who's 2 for 2 in the doubleheader, waits on deck. Alemond trying to get on base here, get something, anything started. Swinging a foul off to the left. He had the green light. Barnstormers down a run. You'd like to see something get started, but Lancaster can't get anybody past second base. 12 innings in. Plenty of room up the middle for Alemond. Here's the pitch to him, and he takes it straight away. Collier will retreat, but he has it gauged the entire way to make the catch for the final out. Nothing doing for the Barnstormers in the top half of the 5th. 12 innings tonight, and only 5 singles for Lancaster and nobody past second base. We'll go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. It is still Southern Maryland 1 and Lancaster nothing.
New to Clipper Magazine Stadium in 2021 is Otto's Hospitality. Otto's is totally committed to the fan experience, from quality to convenience to safety. And they are committed to Lancaster, using local food purveyors whenever possible. New menu items like homemade Brauhaus pretzels, Black Angus burgers, and Otto's meatballs are sure to make any Barnstormers game even more fun. Use self-ordering kiosks or your phone instead of waiting in the lines. That's Otto's Hospitality.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Great job tonight, turned in by Augie Selk, the new Barnstormers lefty. He's facing Kent Blackstone. Just start off the bottom of the 5th inning. It is still 1-0 in favor of the Blue Crabs. Blackstone out on a ground ball, 3 unassisted, back in the 2nd inning. Here's a pitch, and Silk delivers a strike. It is 0-1. Augie has walked 1. He has struck out none through 4 innings. 3 hits and an unearned run. You can't complain about that at all. The Blackstone passed everything. Ball 1 and strike 1 the count. 6 feet 4 inches tall, from Pacific Palisades, California, in the LA area. He misses, and it's ball 2 now. I think they finally got somebody to operate the scoreboard out in left field all night long. The only thing posted was the runs per inning. Look out. And now it is 3-1 on Blackstone. Silk could be fading. Remember, he threw 3 innings just 3 nights ago, and the 3rd inning was a long one. So he may be running out of gas here. Blackstone gets ball 4, and I think that is the case. Second walk given up by Silk, and he looked out of sync completely on the last couple. So a runner on with nobody out. Lucci will step in. He is flied out to center and to left. Now let's see if I can look down toward the Barnstormers bullpen without knocking the camera to Kingdom Come, as I did in Game 1. Because right where I need to look out the window, that's where the camera is. Here comes Ross Peoples out for a visit, and he's going to get the bullpen started. They'll gather around. Ross will take as much time as he will be allowed by the plate umpire, Jerry Burrish. Elsewhere in the first game of a doubleheader, Lexington slipped past Gastonia. The final score was 2-1. Second game, Gastonia leads 5-0 in the top of the second inning. Bottom half of the 8th, York 3, Long Island 1. And the bottom of the 6th, West Virginia 7, and High Point 3. The Gastonia-Lexington first game at 2-1. Imagine that after all the damage Gastonia did the past few nights. So they had 3 hits and 2 walks. Saleh did hit his 6th home run. That guy is a weapon. He looked terrible the first couple of games at Gastonia as he was getting his feet wet after 7 years, and now I think he's one of the most dangerous hitters in the league. The left-handed batting Lucci draws the bunt back in time, or did he? I guess they called the strike. The scoreboard registered a strike. The appeal goes. I actually believe they ruled that a ball. I would have called it a strike. I don't know. Maybe I'm biased. No, they did. It is 0-1. I never saw the strike signal, but he did offer at it. He squares around again, gets the bunt down. Nicely done. Up with it is the pitcher, Silk. He has to get the out at first base. It will go 1-3 on the Lucci sacrifice. Blackstone ahead to second with 1 away. Michael Baca, the shortstop, steps in. Baca is 0 for 2. He is lined to short, fly to right. This is a critical run. Meanwhile, there is right-handed action in the bullpen for the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. The Barnstormers looking to solve somebody, anybody. Kevin McGowan goes to 3-0 with that win for Lexington. In the first of 2. Right there for a strike on Baca. Ross would really like to see Silk finish this 5th inning. 1, to save the bullpen. 2, you always have a chance that Galen, who's the DH, could come up in the 6th, and you'd like to protect that at bat. Ball 1 is low, 1-1. Blackstone, the runner at second with 1 out. Baca batting. McAdams waits on deck. The Barnstormers have yet to score a run tonight. They haven't really been all that close at any point. The 1-1, good-looking pitch, swing and a miss by Baca, and Silk gets ahead at a ball and 2 strikes, turning in ultimately one of the Barnstormers' better starts of the season. And he has been out-dueled by Brandon Barker. One ball, 2 strikes. The runner leads off second. The pitch, that is cut on and fouled back. Still 1-2. Well, he thought he fouled it back, but apparently he did not. Took Baca a while to leave. That's the first strikeout for Augie Silk. It was walk two outs. Here is the third baseman, McAdams. Blackstone leads from second. McAdams reached on an infield base hit, a squibber past the mound. Mercedes charged, couldn't find a handle of. Ball one is inside and low on McAdams. David Harris waits on deck. Silk has thrown 71 pitches, 42 for strikes. Again, we're under, between these two pitchers, 40% balls. Strike is taken, 1-1. We weren't even close to that on the homestand. Josh McAdams bats 1 ball, 1 strike here. The infielders are deep, trying to prevent a run from scoring. Inside for ball 2, 2-1. Well, the Barnstormers have missed with more pitches. Southern Maryland's hardly missed at all in this doubleheader. They have thrown about 67% strikes. Wicked swing and a miss. 2-2. And when you do that, you're going to win a lot of ball games. Devine walked 2 batters early in game 1. Barker has not walked anybody here in game 2. It looked like Galen had walked for a moment. 2-2 pitch, that's right there. Strike 3 called. Silk fans 2 to close out the 5th inning. The leadoff walk goes for naught. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man is stranded. We're through 5 here in the second game of our doubleheader, but it's still that one measly unearned run holding up. Southern Maryland leads it by the 1-0 score.
Bummer, the Barnstormers are on the road and you're looking for something to do. Clipper Magazine Stadium still has the answer for family fun. The summer movie series returns, presented by Lidl Supermarkets on selected nights throughout the summer season. Bring the kids out to the ballpark for family-friendly movies. For just $6.50 per person, you get to sit on the outfield grass and enjoy a film on the big screen in left center field. Showtime is 7 p.m. For more information and movie listings, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the events page.
You don't need to understand how available adaptive variable suspension works or how pre-collision cameras detect pedestrians in low light. You don't need to understand any of the craft that went into the Lexus ES to feel it. With outstanding connectivity and standard Lexus Safety System Plus 2.0. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
LSS Plus 2.0 and the pre-collision system with pedestrian detection are not a substitute for safe and attentive driving practices. See owner's manual for additional limitations and details.
Nick Schumpert steps in to lead things off in the Barnstormers half of the 6th inning. Schumpert is perfect tonight. He's 2 for 2. An infield single as a pinch hitter in game 1, and then a clean single through the left side, batting in the number 8 spot in the lineup here in game 2. The first offering, again, a ground ball pulled on the left side. This one, though, right at the shortstop, Baca, who will gun down Schumpert. And we have one away on one pitch here in the 6th inning. The night continues along very smoothly for one Brandon Barker. 1 out, and Anthony Peroni, the catcher, is due. Peroni, a strikeout victim, back in the 3rd inning. The Barnstormers now are just 5 outs away from their 5th loss in a row, but after giving up 42 runs in the 3 games against Gastonia, the Barnstormers come in here and they don't score. at Southern Maryland. Now Peroni gets a hold of one, driving it to deep left field. Did he get enough of it? The walls will not contain it. And out of nowhere, Anthony Peroni with the home run to straightaway left field just got enough of it to scale the wall, and it is a 1-1 ball game. Peroni's first home run of the season. He goes deep up onto the picnic deck, and Stan Clyburn is on his way out, and it looks like he means business. That will be it for the starter Barker. It happened in the blink of an eye. You weren't expecting it, and then Anthony Peroni blasts one out of the yard, and suddenly we've got ourselves a tie ball game. Heck of an appearance for Brandon Barker, but he departs on the home run ball by Anthony Peroni. His first, not only home run, his first extra base hit of any kind. He has tied the ball game at 1. Barker will depart. We have another right-hander coming in, and with that, we are going to pause for these messages.
72 years and 4 generations and still going strong. We are Gochenauer Appliances in East Petersburg, and we want to be your appliance store now and into the future. We sell all the best brand names of appliances at the very best prices. We also deliver, install, and service what we sell. Shop local and with your 4-generation hometown appliance store. Come to Gochenauer Appliances and see what a great appliance purchase experience is all about. You can even shop from home now at Gochenauers.com. Thanks for your support.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
One of the stats I like to keep is tying or go-ahead runs batted in from the 6th inning on. And the club leader by far is Peroni, the man who, of course, singled in the winning runs a week ago tonight and now has tied it up with a one-out solo homer in the top half of the 6th inning. Brandon Barker leaves after 5 1/3, allowing 3 hits and a run. He had walked none tonight and struck out 6, giving way to 29-year-old tall and lanky right-hander, if I'm getting this number, if I'm reading it correctly, Andres Briseno, a native of Venezuela. Coming on here in the top of the 6th inning. Well, that is who it is, Andres Briseno. He's listed 6'5", 175. That is likely to be in the past. He has gotten to the high A level in the Detroit Tigers organization. He'll face the top of the Barnstormers batting order, Devon Torrance. Will get things back underway with 1 out and the bases empty in this 1-1 ball game. Torrance reached on an infield base hit, stole second base back in the 4th inning. Well, how about that big swing of the bat by Peroni? Just his 4th career home run. High and outside to Torrance for a ball. It is 1-0 here. Lancaster looking for more, trying to get Torrance aboard. Devon has been remarkable on the road, a swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 for 2 in this game. He's now 9 for 16 away from Clipper Magazine Stadium. One ball, 1 strike, and Torrance with a swing and a miss against Briseno, who brings it in pretty well. It is 1-2. Briseno in his 6th appearance, 4 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. He's walked 2, and he has struck out 5. Torrance goes down swinging. 7th strikeout in game 2 for Southern Maryland pitching. Caleb Gindel will come to the plate. Gindel is 0 for 2. Quite the start for Briseno. Endrys, and the last name Briceno. Two outs. The base is clear. Here is the pitch to Gindel. Caleb takes away for a ball. It is 1-0. Gindel is struck out and flied out in this game. He had 2 of the 3 Barnstormers base hits in game 1, and now a left-hander begins to throw in the Southern Maryland pen. 2 outs and nobody on. Briseno nods. He has the signal from DeLuca. The pitch well inside and low. A 2-ball and no strike count on Gindel. If Gindel can reach base, Galen will have another shot at batting here. Otherwise, you could see Ross pull a double switch if he intends to lift Augie Silk from the ball game. If he does that, Silk can't lose it, and that really is a feather in Augie's cap. He pitched marvelously well tonight. Foul ball back. Gindel batting at 2-1 here. But you could put Galen in right and lift Gindel from the game, as he would have been the last man to bat in the 6th inning. So that's a natural double switch to make if Gindel doesn't reach here. 2 balls, 1 strike, and a Caleb a check swing, and a ball stung foul just to the other side of the third base dugout. Occupied here by Southern Maryland. Gastonia also in the third base dugout at home. So Southern Maryland actually gets to sit in the first base dugout. They may only do it for 2 series all year, but it at least will happen for them for the first time ever. Or at least the first time since Camden. I think Camden, toward the end, sat in the third base side, now that I think of it. 2-2, and a Gindel. Looper out to center field, but that is going to carry to Collier, ending the inning. And we'll see if the Barnstormers make any kind of a double switch here. 1 run on 1 hit, the home run by Peroni. And we will go to the bottom half of the 6th inning here at Regency Furniture Stadium with the score. The Lancaster Barnstormers 1 and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 1.
For the youth of our area, the Barnstormers are offering a wide variety of camps throughout the summer to teach everyone some tips on baseball and softball. Camps are offered to kids as young as 4 and as old as 12. Some even involve the parents. They run from June 15 all the way through August 28. For more information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com and click on the Clinics tab. All presented by Orthopedic Associates of Lancaster.
Pennsylvanians are creating their own soundtrack. Thanks to PA Lottery Scratch-Offs, excitement's back. Pennies, nickels, dimes, or quarters, no matter your choice, scratching's always in order. With big top prizes and second chance drawings, thrills await. They're out there calling. If it's excitement you seek and you're looking for action, play the PA Lottery. And keep on scratching. Must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day.
Right idea, wrong player. The Barnstormers have made a double switch to keep Galen in the game, so he will lead off next inning. But Blake will go to left field, replacing Devon Torrance instead of right field to take over for Gindel. So I had the right idea, a little different in the execution. The Barnstormers have gone to the bullpen, and they've gone to another lefty. It'll be the second Atlantic League appearance for former Minnesota Twin Gabriel Moya. He'll be facing David Harris, Joe DeLuca, and Alex Crosby in the bottom of the 6th in what is now a 1-1 ball game. Silk goes 5 innings. He gives up 3 hits and 1 unearned run. He walked 2 and struck out 2, and that's one of the better Barnstormers starts in some time. Tommy Shirley has had starts that have been in that neighborhood, a couple of them. And, of course, Heath Philmeyer on opening night at Gastonia, Brooks Hall the Sunday at Gastonia. But the quality starts, certainly, and this doesn't qualify because he didn't get through the sixth inning. But in concept, quality starts have been few and far between for this Barnstormers team. Silk, though, comes through in a big way tonight, and now it's up to Moya to keep this ball game tied into the seventh inning. He'll be facing David Harris, who is 0 for 2 in the second game of the doubleheader after the big two-run homer in game one. Moya pitched on Wednesday night. He threw a scoreless inning, giving up a single to Boog Powell, and that was it. He will go to work here, and he will deliver a strike to Harris. It is 0-1. Moya, who 4 years ago might have been the best relief pitcher in the minor leagues, splitting time between Jackson and Chattanooga, going from Arizona to Minnesota. 6-1, a 0.7 plus ERA, and 24 saves that year, almost unhittable. Kelly Dugan was with him in Jackson and said it was unbelievable to watch. The next offering, and Harris, that is off the inside corner. Great effort tonight by Augie Silk. Now you get a left-hander, but a completely different looking lefty, from tall and thin to Moya being 6 feet tall. He's by no means a short man. He's very stocky, though. He checks in at 225. 1 ball and 1 strike to David Harris. The pitch slips past the inside corner, and we go to 2-1. Joe DeLuca waits on deck. The Barnstormers will have Galen Clark and Mercedes up in the top of the seventh inning. Not only the runs even at 1, the hits are even at 3 at this stage. The home run by Anthony Peroni tying the score. Right-hander throwing in the bullpen now for Southern Maryland. Here is the pitch, and ball 3 breaks off the inside corner. Moya trailing Harris 3-1. Not quite what Ross Peoples wanted to see out of the man he's trusting to be his lefty ace out of the bullpen. 3 balls and 1 strike. Moya goes to work. Here's the pitch. That is off the outside edge, and he gives up a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The go-ahead run is on as Joe DeLuca will come to the plate. No runner on, nobody out. We'll see if DeLuca squares around a bunt. Third baseman Ali Mond has come in to the edge of the grass. Moya stares at Harris and to the plate. There is the bunt. Up with it is Moya. Look to second. He'll fire to first. That will be a sacrifice. The second in 2 innings. 1-3 on the conversion. Stan's crew getting the bunts down. They moved the lead run to second base with 1 out. Alex Crosby, who doubled home the 1 Southern Maryland run so far in this game. That on a double off the boards and left back in the second inning. He'll now step to the plate to face the southpaw Moya. We haven't seen nearly as much offense in our doubleheader tonight as we have in the past. Moya working out of the set. He'll bring it home. And a strike in on Crosby. It is 0-1. Crosby had not had an extra base hit on this young season until that second inning double. Peroni had not had one either until his 6th inning home run. No balls, 1 strike to Crosby. Collier waits on deck. Similar start to this inning as Silk faced in the 5th. Long look by Moya, and then he'll deal. It's fouled back. Quick leg jerk there to try and disrupt everybody's timing. He has Crosby at 0-2 with another left-handed batter on deck in Zach Collier. Stan's got some left-handed batters in this lineup, even with the lefty starter. Lucci, Crosby, Collier, and Blackstone. 1, 6, 7, and 9 in his Game 2 lineup. 0-2 on the way. Runner leads off second. That is Harris. Moya will step off. Alex Crosby, a California. He's from the high desert area, Vacaville in California. He played 5 seasons in Gary, Indiana for the Railcats, and then one with Fargo Moorhead. He was there last year. Gary did not have a season. Swing and a miss. Moya chalks up the second out, getting Crosby on strikes, and now it's all up to Collier. Tied at 1, bottom of the 6th. Barnstormers' offense struggling all night long, just out of sorts, not getting much accomplished, and then all of a sudden, boom, the wake-up call from Anthony Peroni, a line drive that just had enough to get on the picnic deck. Collier stands in. He has fly to deep center field, and he has walked here in Game 2. He's walked 3 times in the doubleheader tonight, in fact. Harris leads off second. He carries the go-ahead run. Pitch to Collier's a strike. It is 0-1. Collier, 2 fly balls and 3 walks in the doubleheader. And we have seen in this twin bill only 10 walks. We're playing the 13th inning. That is incredibly refreshing, all things considered. 0-1 on Collier. Moya comes back, and look out, high and tight with the fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck is the pitcher's spot, since Barker had come out of the game. Marshall had been in the number 8 spot as the designated hitter. Two outs. Moya gives Harris another look and a second. He'll deliver to Collier and miss upstairs. 2 balls and a strike. Game on the line, bottom of the 6th inning. The Barnstormers would still get one more chance with the 3, 4, and 5 hitters, but like most of the lineup tonight, that section has been very silent. 2 balls, 1 strike to the lefty batting center fielder, Zach Collier, the former Phillies farmhand. Spent a good amount of time with the Nationals as well. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That breaks into the zone, 2-2. Collier in this league with his 3rd ball club. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Moya giving up the leadoff walk, and now a chance to get out of the inning with one more quality pitch. Harris inching off second base. Zach Collier awaiting the 2-2. Moya to the belt. Gives the runner a glance, and now Collier asks for time. Trying to identify the player on deck for Southern Maryland. I think it is Jordan Scott, who was the DH in Game 1. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Collier. Check swing and a foul off the bat handle. 2-2. It will continue. Got the knob of the bat as Collier tried to get out of the way of the pitch. And I do believe it's Scott in the on-deck circle. He struck out and walked in Game 1. He would be up there from the right side of the plate against Moya. And Moya wants Collier. It is 2-2. The outfielders are pinched in to try and cut off the run at the plate. Here is the 2-2 delivery. Look out, high and inside again, and this time it hits nothing. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Moya had some great season. We talked about the 2017 campaign. But in 2019, he started to experience some control problems. And a little bit of that anyway, following him into this inning. 3-2. Harris leads from second base. Here's the payoff to Collier, swinging a foul ball back. And we'll do it once again. The battle here continues. In the big leagues, walked 15 and 42 and 2/3 innings, struck out 36. His numbers at the major league level were solid. He does have a major league win under his belt, at least. In fact, he won 3 for the Twins in 18. But at Rochester in 19, he walked 18 and 30 and 2/3 innings. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. Collier pops it up. Peroni will sprint back toward the net. Still coming, but he does not have a play. It's into the crowd, and the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. But in that Southern League in 17, 6-1, 0.77 ERA, 24 saves, 58 and a third innings, 30 hits. He walked 15 and struck out 87. I mean, it's Schumann-esque. Numbers like that, just ridiculous. Nearly twice as many strikeouts as hits and walks combined. When you stop to think about it, that's insane. 3-2. Collier awaits once again. This battle rages on. The pitch fouled once more up over the net and ultimately probably out of the stadium. 3 balls, 2 strikes continuing on Zach Collier. He's had quite an at-bat here against the one-time big leaguer Gabriel Moya. Moya in 16, coming up in the Arizona organization, struck out 82 in 63 and 2/3 innings. I mean, this guy has had some career in the minor leagues. 3-2. Once again to Collier. Here is the payoff pitch. It's popped up once more. Peroni trying to avoid the home plate umpire, but still no chance at a play. Burrish doing everything he could to get out of Peroni's path. It was, excuse me, you go, no, I'll go this, you go that. Oh, forget it. The ball's in the crowd anyway. 3-2 once more to Zach Collier in what is turning into the eternal at-bat in a very crucial moment in the ball game. Three balls, 2 strikes once more. Harris off his second base. Here's the payoff, and this is fouled and rings off of Peroni. Collier will not go away. And so many chances close to getting him on the foul ball. But we've seen a couple one just drop over the net, the other one over on the first base side, just into the seats. That one, Peroni found it too hot to handle. And Collier is still in there on this long 3-ball, 2-strike at bat. Here's the payoff again, and another foul ball. This one to the top of the screen. This will be the 12th pitch of the at-bat coming up. 3 balls, 2 strikes from Moya's position and the Barnstormers' position. A walk is better than a base hit with a pinch hitter waiting on deck. It's 1-1 in the 6th inning. Harris has been at second base half the night. 3-2. Moya goes to work, and he walks him. Ball 4 high and inside. That was well earned by Zach Collier. A brilliant at bat, a 12-pitch walk. And now the pinch hitter will step in. This is Scott batting for Marshall. all is not lost by any means with that base on balls. First base was open, but if you're the Barnstormers, you really would have gotten a left-handed batter. Now here comes Ross. After that long at bat, he has made no signal yet. He doesn't have to. He's used only one timeout, and he brings the infielders around. Harris is at second. Collier's at first with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th in a 1-1 ball game. Now, part of what may be going through Ross's mind right now, although it's not necessarily a moment for any obvious strategy, is that Ross knows what a wily fox Stan Clyburn is, and he could be up to almost anything here. His ball club coming into tonight had really been struggling. They had lost 4 in a row, but a 3-0 victory in the opener. And right now, a 1-1 tie. Crucial batter up there is Scott, pinch hitting for Marshall, or ultimately pinch hitting for Briseno. A ball is outside. It is 1-0. In the opener, Jordan Scott, as I said earlier, struck out looking and he walked. The strikeout against Shirley, the walk against Espinal. Harris off second, Collier off first. The Moya pitch, he is inside with that, and it's 2-0. The left-handed batting second baseman Kent Blackstone waits on deck, but at some point, Moya's got to find the strike zone again. Recount, it was a 13 pitch at bat for the walk. Check swing, and that missed. It's ball 3. Moya in danger of walking the bases loaded here in the 6th inning. Ross may turn a little bit grayer. Gabriel Moya, not a hard thrower. 3 balls and nothing, working to Scott. The pitch is recorded as a strike on the inside corner at the knees, and we go to 3-1. Six consecutive foul balls at 3-2 on that previous at bat. Go ahead run, carried at second base by Harris, Insurance at first base by Collier. Jordan Scott bats at 3 balls and a strike. He is 3 for 19 with a double and an RBI on the campaign. Moya ready to go. Down to the belt. Looks around, 3-1, fouled. Well, here we are again, 3 balls and 2 strikes. It seems like we have lived there in this bottom half of the 6th inning. Three and 2. Payoff is coming. Moya goes to work on Jordan Scott. Here's the pitch with the runners on the move, and strike 3 called on the inside corner. Well, Moya recovers and gets out of the inning. He walks 2. He strikes out 2 around the sacrifice bunt. No runs, no hits, no errors. And Southern Maryland leaves 2 men on. We'll get to the 7th inning. Galen, Clark, and Mercedes scheduled for the Barnstormers. Our score is Lancaster 1, Southern Maryland 1.
Did you know that the 2021 Lancaster Barnstormers Club has 2 players headed to the Summer Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan? That's right, our own Blake Galen and Jared Lakend are on their way to the Olympics as members of Team Israel. To help celebrate our 2 Olympians, Clipper Magazine Stadium will play host as Team Israel will take on the Susquehanna Valley Stars at noon on Saturday, July 17th, as part of their training camp before heading to the Tokyo Games. For ticket information, go to LancasterBarnstormers.com's events link.
There are those who say,
Leave well enough alone.
If it isn't broken, don't fix it.
You don't mess with success.
while others have something quite different to say. The Lexus RX. with dynamic handling and available 12.3-inch touchscreen. It's the best-selling luxury crossover of all time. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Well, we wondered whether we would see Matt Latos or not if Southern Maryland led going into the seventh inning, and we had a save situation come up in game two, but he's in a tie game. It is one apiece, and Latos will take over in the seventh inning. He got the save in the opener, retiring Aleman on a fly ball and De La Rosa on a ground out. Right now he'll encounter Blake Galen leading off here in the seventh inning. Galen is lined to right and been called out looking at a third strike when he seriously thought he had ball four. And I did too. Didn't see that delayed signal. He was all the way down to first base when he got signaled back. Now Latos ready to go. He's had to warm up twice tonight. His first pitch is up to Galen for a ball 1-0. Clark and Mercedes will follow the Barnstormers, trying to get something on the board here in the top of the seventh inning and turn it over to Schumann. 1 ball and no strikes to Galen. Blake swings and tags a fly ball deep but foul down the right side. It is 1-1. Barnstormers have been held to merely 6 hits in this doubleheader, and the same is true for Southern Maryland. The Blue Crabs only with 6 hits in the doubleheader. A ball and a strike to Galen. Latos, the 6'6" right-hander who lives just across the Potomac in Alexandria, Virginia, delivers low. It is 2-1. Alexandria is about halfway on my trip over here that I made earlier today. I decided to go home to Virginia last night with the rain out. Galen bats at 2-1. Latos into the motion, and the pitch to Blake is above the zone, ball 3, and a chance for the Barnstormers to get the go-ahead run on. Galen 0 for 5 in the doubleheader. He's hit a couple balls reasonably well, nothing falling in for him. Latos with the 3-1. Galen lets it go. Ball 4 is outside. Blake gives a peek back to be sure, but he's got the walk this go-around, and for the Barnstormers, their first walk of this game, just the third of the doubleheader. But that walk represents the lead run here in the seventh inning. Ladarius Clark will step in. Clark's had a rough night. He hasn't hit a fair ball. He has struck out 3 times and fouled the first. We'll see if Ross opts to lay down a bunt or try to here. Something he doesn't go to terribly often. Barnstormers only with 2 sacrifice bunts on the season. Here's the pitch. Clark's going to swing away. He misses. It's 0-1. You don't often bunt with the cleanup hitter. And we're going to have a pinch runner now for Galen. Trayvon Robinson has taken over at first base. From my sitting position, I can't see first. I have to lean forward. It is Trayvon there. 1 strike, the count on Ladarius Clark. Infield set, double play depth. Clark batting, Mercedes waits on deck. Latos to the set. The pitch to Clark Registered as a second strike on the outside corner. It's 0-2. The Barnstormers have basically been able to do nothing to move runners ahead tonight. Devon Torrance did steal second back in the fourth inning. Not sure I would look for that here. It is 0-2 on Clark. Robinson held at first base by Crosby. And the pitch, Clark gets a piece. He fouls it off. His turn continues at no balls and 2 strikes. In the bottom of the inning, it will be Blackstone, Lucci, and Baca. Now, that will be against Schumann, I would imagine, if the Barnstormers take the lead. If they don't, then Ross might go to another option. Here's the 0-2 again. Clark dribbles a foul in the neighborhood of Ross Peoples. He'll let that go. 2 strikes continuing on the Barnstormers center fielder. He made a beauty of a play, racing back toward the center field wall against Zach Collier back in the second inning. That was the only tough stretch for the starter Augie Silk tonight, and it was kicked off by a throwing error. The only Barnstormers error of this game. Still 0-2 to Clark. Lados isn't messing around. The pitch, a breaking ball, hit to short center, but that's where Collier was playing. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Melvin Mercedes will step to the plate. Mercedes can't get the ball off the ground tonight. He has rolled out 4 times in the doubleheader. He struck out the other trip. 1 out. Trayvon Robinson, still a base runner. Of course, he'll take over and become Lancaster's 3rd left fielder of the game in the bottom of this inning. And you've still got De Aza back. Mercedes stands in. Robinson at first. Here is the set. And to Melvin. It is down and in for a ball, 1-0. Kelly Dugan, the lefty batting first baseman, waits on deck. More action in the Southern Maryland bullpen. They've got a right-hander tuning up. Lados didn't have to terribly tax himself. 10 pitches in game 1 to wrap things up. Little nick foul off the bat of Mercedes. And it is 1 ball, 1 strike. Game 2 of a doubleheader. The Barnstormers have 2 extra inning games under their belt on the season, and they have split records. We're not quite to that point yet. Southern Maryland has not gone to the extra frames to this point. Melvin Mercedes bats 1-1. Robinson leads off first base. He bluffs. He doesn't go. The pitch is inside and bobbled by DeLuca. Robinson just bluffed, and DeLuca certainly saw it out of the corner of his eye. He was looking for a throw, but didn't handle the ball. Melvin Mercedes digging back in at 2 balls and a strike. His average under 400 for the first time in a while. If at all this season it's been under 400. He was there at the end of June 1st and June 2nd. He had slipped below 400 for a bit and then put together a string of multi-hit games. He was down to 375 at one point. And then got back to, well, he was 429 at the start of this doubleheader. Hitless here. 2 balls, 1 strike on the Lancaster second baseman. Robinson off of first base. It is the running count at 2-1. He'll stay put. Mercedes looks at strike 2 across at the knees. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Barnstormers only run on the homer last inning by Peroni. Nobody has stood at third base for Lancaster in the entire doubleheader. The 12 innings, they didn't get a runner past second. Robinson takes off. The 2-2 is high. The throw is offline, or they would have had him. But Robinson instead has his 5th stolen base. A good throw by DeLuca, I think, would have nailed him. But the shortstop Baca had to race 2 or 3 steps past the second base bag to take that throw. And Robinson able to slide around and get into second base safely. Melvin Mercedes batting at 3-2 now with a chance to pick up the lead run here. Latos glances back to second, and now the payoff pitch. Mercedes lifts a fly ball. That's going to curl foul and out of play down the left field line. We continue at 3-2. Dugan on deck. The Barnstormers with 2 chances to take the lead, and we'll see Schumann if they do. I would imagine he's already tuning up down there. We may see him even if Lancaster doesn't take the lead. The Mercedes 3-2, little pop fly behind the second base position. That's going to be in for a base hit. Here comes Robinson. He scores, and the Barnstormers lead 2-1. Melvin Mercedes didn't hit that terribly well, but he found a perfect patch of grass in the outfield. It was pretty evident Blackstone couldn't get back to it, and the Barnstormers on the bloop single into right center field take a 2-1 lead. Robinson able to circle and score. Mercedes picks up his 10th run batted in of the season, and now Kelly Dugan will come to the plate. He's 0 for 2, and you may watch for Mercedes to take off and run. Melvin is 3 for 3 in the stolen base category. Latos to the plate. Dugan swings and tags one down the right field line. That is into the corner, and Mercedes is off to the races. He is being waved around, and he will score standing up on an RBI double from Dugan. The Barnstormers now lead 3-1 as the offense has arrived here in the 7th inning. Mercedes easily scoring on the double into that very deep right field corner here at Regency Furniture Stadium. Couple of hits and a walk against Latos here in the top of the 7th inning. There's still only 1 out, and Blake Alamond will come to the plate. He has struck out and fly to center, and this is why you don't necessarily want to use a guy twice in a doubleheader. Latos not as effective here in Game 2. Alamond able to turn on one, but grounds it foul up the first baseline. 0-1 on the Lancaster third baseman. Nick Schumpert waits on deck. Well, the Barnstormers with 2 on the board here in the top half of the 7th inning, and still a chance for more. Dugan leads from second base. No balls and a strike to Alamond. The set, the pitch, and a great acting job by DeLuca. But Dugan doesn't fall for it. I grew up around actors. You've still got a ways to go, pal. 1 ball and 1 strike. DeLuca made the backhanded stop and pretended that the ball had gotten through, hoping to decoy Dugan off of second base. Alimon batting 1 ball, 1 strike here. The Barnstormers with a 2-run lead in the top half of the 7th, trying to gain a split of the doubleheader. Here's the set, the pitch. Alimon swinging and missing at a breaking ball. He trails 1-2. The Barnstormers would love to add a 3rd run here with Dugan standing in scoring position. The stolen base by Robinson helping out to some extent. Dugan with that double deep into the right field corner. Just like left field at Clipper Magazine Stadium, the ball can get down there. It can do anything when it does, and it's a long way back in. 1-2 now to Blake Alimon. The set and the pitch. Alimon swings and misses. Well, that is a big second out for Matt Latos here in the 7th inning. He now will encounter Schumpert, who is 1 for 2. Barnstormers shortstop stepping in. And on deck is Peroni, the man who drew Lancaster into a tie just in the 6th inning. 12 1/3 innings went by tonight without the Barnstormers scoring a run, or for that matter, getting a man to third. Peroni unloaded, and then Lancaster taking care of some more business here in the top half of the 7th inning. The pitch to Schumpert. Swing and a miss. No balls and a strike. Matt Latos, a big league veteran. Another big leaguer, although not of as long a duration. Gabriel Moya right now is in line for the win in this game. Latos with Cincinnati and some others. Cincinnati's where he's most known. Dealing 0-1, and Schumpert will take a second strike. It's 0-2. There's Nick Schumpert, a product of a major league family. His dad, Terry, kicked around for quite a number of years. And again, some different clubs, but mostly remembered, Terry, as a Colorado Rocky, I would think. There's a swing and a miss, but that pitch gets away from DeLuca. He's got to fire it down to first base. It is there in time. The out will go 2-3. So Latos bounces back. He strikes out a pair, but the Barnstormers pick up 2 runs on 2 hits in the inning. No errors. Dugan is stranded at second. We'll go to the bottom half of the 7th inning with Blackstone, Lucci, and Bacadou. One would certainly think it will be Scott Schumann coming in here with the score Lancaster 3 and Southern Maryland 1.
You can enjoy a night at the ballpark and help out the United Way of Lancaster County. All you have to do is spend 3 hours as an usher during a Barnstormers home game, and the ball club will donate $20 in your name to the United Way program of your choice. Be a friendly face, have fun, and raise money for your favorite local charity. To sign up, go to the LancasterBarnstormers.com website and head to the community link, and we'll see you at the ballpark.
When everyone has a different craving, Wegmans Meals to Go has it all. All right now, all in one delivery. Pizza with the kids' favorite toppings. A delicious sub made the way you love. Fresh sushi for the whole group, and so much more. It's how busy people get busy eating the meals they love. Order on the Meals to Go app or at mealstogo.com to make everyone happy. Wegmans Meals to Go. All your favorite meals, all in one delivery.
Well, it is time for Scott Schumann. The Barnstormers go to their closer, who has saved 2 on the season out of 2 chances. Barnstormers won some rather high-scoring games with a lot of runs and a big cushion, so no save opportunity for Scott. And then last Sunday, when there was a save opportunity, Schumann wasn't available because he had thrown 2 innings the night before, just to bridge a gap and help the Barnstormers win a ball game, but not factoring in the decision. This is his 6th appearance. He's thrown 6 innings. He has allowed 2 hits. He has walked 3, and he has struck out 10. And the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs need to be prepared for the hardest thrown pitches they have seen this entire game. Espinal can come close, but he's not Schumann, who throws most of his 4-seamers in the 96 to 97 neighborhood. Kent Blackstone leading off. He has grounded out and walked here in game 2. 0 for 3 overall in the doubleheader. Scott Schumann working with a 2-run lead into his motion. Here's his first pitch, and it is right there for a called strike. It is 0-1. Schumann is, in his last appearance, he threw 10 strikes on 12 pitches. He struck out the side. No balls and a strike. The pitch, swing and a miss. And Schumann gets ahead of Blackstone at 0-2. Scott is on somewhat of a roll here. He struck out the side, as I mentioned, in the 9th inning of Tuesday night's game. And then you go back to Saturday. He struck out 4 of the 6 batters he faced there. So 7 of the last 9. And the 0-2 to Blackstone. It came right after him, a swing and a miss. Blackstone down on strikes. Schumann gets 1, and now it's the top of the order. And the left fielder, Jake Lucci, who's 0 for 2 with a sacrifice bunt here in this second game. We'll check to see Schumann's numbers. 95, 95.4, 96.3. He's just getting tuned up. You never hit top velocity with your first pitch or 2 in a game, but it's coming. 1 out, and here is Lucci. Michael Baca is the on-deck batter. The Barnstormers have taken a 3-1 lead here, going for the split of the doubleheader. 2 more outs required. Schumann ready to go, and to Lucci. It fades low for a ball, 1-0, and he went away from the fastball there. Ball 1, no strikes. Silk worked 5 really strong innings, 3 hits and an unearned run. Moya walked 2 in the 6th inning, but got out of it, struck out 2. He's in line for the win. Schumann trying for the save. That first pitch, 2-seamer from Scott missed. Here comes the 1-0, and the harder stuff is inside and low. He's gone to ball 2. Baca on deck, and then McAdams. Lancaster looking to go 7-8 on the season after the rain out last night. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's fired in there. 2-1. The count now on Jake Lucci. One of the 3 walks given up by Schumann this year was intentional. 2-1 pitch, tapped foul at the plate, and he's back in it at 2 balls and 2 strikes. In his 1 save, Schumann loaded the bases. That was at Gastonia in the Saturday night game. On walk, a single, a wild pitch, and then the intentional free pass. Well, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes here. And the last 3 pitches, nothing but the 4-seamer to Lucci. Velocity now at 96.7. We'll see if he can ratchet it up another notch. 2-2 pitch. It's a swing, and was it a foul ball or not? And there seems to be a discussion about it. The Barnstormers thought he had swung and missed entirely. Lucci thought it was a foul ball, and the final indication is foul ball. We'll stay at 2-2. Peroni raced back after it. Schumann got in the mix. Peroni was ready to either tag out the batter or throw to first base. But a foul ball it is, and we'll stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. One out in the inning, bases empty, 2-2, and Lucci meets another one and fouls it back. The count holding at 2-2 here. Schumann has to be one of the hardest throwers left in the Atlantic League. So many have had their contracts purchased. 2 balls, 2 strikes, continuing. And the pitch swung on and missed. Lucci goes down, and that's 2. One took a little bit longer than planned, and now Michael Baca will come to the plate as the last hope for Southern Maryland here in Game 2. The Blue Crabs won the opener 3-0 on the combined 3-hit shutout for Mike Devine and Matt Latos. Lancaster shut out for 5 more innings, and then the bats have come to life here in this second game with Peroni's home run in the 6th inning, an RBI single for Mercedes, RBI double for Dugan in the top of this inning. It is 3-1. Baca trying to keep it alive, and the first pitch, a fastball for a strike. It is 0-1. And Schumann living between 96 and 97 right now with the 4-seamers. 0-1. Baca, the shortstop, is lined to Shumpert, fly to right, and struck out. Scott comes back. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. He's got Baca at 0-2. And Scott Schumann needs one more strike to, for the second straight appearance, strike out the side. This is reminiscent of the Scott Schumann of 2018. He's always been good for the Barnstormers, but he's back to that level where nobody touches him. Swing and a miss, and the ball game is over. Scott Schumann, second straight appearance. He strikes out the side in order. Nothing across in the bottom half of the seventh inning, and the Barnstormers recover to split the doubleheader tonight after just being dormant for 12 innings. The bats come to life. They do enough, and Lancaster comes out of the evening with the split. We'll be back with the wrap-up of the doubleheader tonight in just a moment. Our final score in Game 1, 3-0 Southern Maryland. And then in the nightcap, the Barnstormers come back, and they win it by a score of 3-1.
We are finally back enjoying Barnstormers baseball. I'm Adam Gocknauer from Gocknauer Appliances and thrilled to be sponsoring Barnstormers baseball yet again. We also wanted to thank all of you for your incredible support for our business during the pandemic. We are so happy to still be here helping you with the best brand names and the best prices of major appliances in the area. Enjoy the game, and we will continue to service you now and into the future. Gocknauer Appliances in East Petersburg and on the web at gocknauers.com.
Like craft beers? Then the best place to be in Lancaster is Clipper Magazine Stadium. That's right, celebrate baseball or just a night with your friends at the Broken Bat Deck down the right field line. The Broken Bat features more than 20 local craft breweries plus product from a local winery. Food including Otto's Meatballs is sold off a pub-style menu. So get together, hang out with your friends, or make some new ones. Enjoy a night of craft beer sampling along with a Barnstormers game.
Doubleheader split tonight between the Lancaster Barnstormers and the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Southern Maryland takes the opener 3-0. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, 4 left. And the Barnstormers no runs on 3 hits with no errors and 5 runners left on base. The win to Mike Devine. He's 1-2. Tommy Shirley is tagged with the loss. He falls to 2-1. Matt Latos with his second save of the season. The home run for David Harris, his second of the season. That came with a man aboard. The first game took 2 hours, 6 minutes, and all the scoring happened in a flash in the bottom of the third inning with 2 outs and nobody on base. Michael Baca dropped the double down the right field line. He then scored on a single through the hole on the left side by Dario Pisano. David Harris followed on the next pitch with a 2-run home run. The Barnstormers could never recover. They only had 2 runners on base at the same time once. That was in the first inning. At the outset of the game, Deaza walked, Gindel singled, and that was it for the Barnstormers in the first game, a combined 3-hit shutout for Devine and Latos. But then in Game 2, the Barnstormers turn it around and win 3-1. Lancaster 3 runs on 5 hits, an error, and 2 left. Southern Maryland 1 run on 3 hits with no errors and 7 runners left on base. Gabriel Moya with the win. He is 1-0. Matt Latos charged with the loss. He is 0-1. The save to Scott Schumann, his third of the season. And Game 2 of our doubleheader took 2 hours and 15 minutes to complete. And the crowd tonight here at Regency Furniture Stadium, 3,673 on what was really a lovely Saturday evening here on the Southern Maryland Peninsula. The home run, by the way, in Game 2, hit by Anthony Peroni, his first of the season, his 4th as a professional. That tied the ball game in the 6th inning. Augie Silk certainly part of the story for the Barnstormers here in Game 2. Not the winning pitcher, but such an important start for the left-hander, not just for himself, but for this ball club. Augie came in here, didn't have much background, much in the way of career numbers, and did a so-so job the other night at home against Gastonia, but he did allow the 3-run homer to Rogers tonight. Very little off of him, and a key 5-inning stint for Silk. He gave up a run in the second inning, but that was set up on a throwing error off the ground ball by Joe DeLuca to the shortstop, Nick Schumpert. He just wasn't zeroed in with his throws, playing his first game here at shortstop, and he sailed one over the head of Kelly Dugan. DeLuca scored on a double by Alex Crosby. 1 out later, Jake Marshall beat out an infield single off Silk's glove, but that was really it off of Silk in the ball game. He gave up an infield hit to McAdams on a squibber in the third inning, lead-off walk in the fifth, sacrifice to second. He was able to bear down and strike out the last 2 batters he faced in this ball game. A very, very important start tonight for Augie Silk. Gabriel Moya picked it up in the 6th inning. He walked a couple, but then he too was able to bear down. He struck out 2, including Jordan Scott, to finish off the inning. And then the Barnstormers were able to tie it in the top of the 6th on the Peroni home run. And in the 7th inning, Matt Latos walked Blake Galen leading off. Trayvon Robinson pinch ran, stole second, and he scored when Melvin Mercedes dropped a little pop fly base hit into a shallow right center field. Mercedes would then score on Kelly Dugan's double, ripped into the right field corner. The Barnstormers had enough for Scott Schumann, who has now overall struck out 11 of the last 14 batters that he has faced. He has retired all 14 of those. So Scott Schumann is on one of his rolls. He saves his third. The Barnstormers come out of here with the split of the doubleheader, and they are now 7-8 here in 2021. They're hanging in there despite the pitching difficulties tonight. Much different baseball than what we have been seeing in the Barnstormers games all along. Much tighter pitching tonight. The Barnstormers still did walk 9 in the doubleheader. That remains an issue, but the percentage of called balls down, and we get out of here in much lesser time than we have in the past several nights, especially on that homestand. Elsewhere in the Atlantic League, only one game still in progress, and that's the second game of the doubleheader between Gastonia and Lexington. The Legends won the opener 2-1. Gastonia is ahead 5-3 in the top half of the 6th inning in Game 2. York has defeated Long Island tonight 3-1, and West Virginia has beaten High Point by a score of 9-4. So the Barnstormers are able to pick up a game on the division-leading Long Island Ducks, or pick up actually a half a game. Long Island is now 8-6. The Barnstormers 7-8. York is in third place at 6-8 in the North. In the Southern Division, it is Lexington is still on top. If Gastonia holds on to Game 2, Lexington will be 8-5. High Point 8-6, and Gastonia 8-6 as well, with West Virginia 6-6. So everybody in the Southern Division 500 or better. The races obviously are both very tight in the early stages of this 2021 campaign. The Barnstormers get out of here tonight with the split of the doubleheader, and ultimately you're thankful to get out of here with the split the way things were going. A very good pitching effort by the Barnstormers lefties, Silk and Moya in Game 2, and then Scott Schumann doing Scott Schumann things. He comes on, strikes out the side on, I believe it was 13 pitches in the 7th inning to earn his third save of the season. So that will do it for us here this evening. Doubleheader baseball is in the books, and tomorrow a single game at 2:05. We'll be with you at 2 o'clock from Regency Furniture Stadium. The Barnstormers sending Andro Chotora, looking to bounce back from a difficult outing on Tuesday. He is 2-1 on the season and Austin Glorious 0-0 will be making the start for the Blue Crabs. Again, join us tomorrow at 2 o'clock now for our production manager, Ryan Cortazzo, and all the cast and crew at Clipper Magazine Stadium, as well as our presenting sponsor, Gockenauer Home Appliances of East Petersburg. I'm Dave Collins. Have a great evening, everyone, and we will see you at the ballpark.